Hey everyone, and welcome back to another karting video. Now this video is going to be a little bit different as I'm making this intro. I have no idea how I'm going to do it, as this is a round of the BPEC. As previously mentioned, I am unable to actually record the race. However, I did get plenty of footage from the sidelines. Now this video itself is probably going to be a two-parter, with this video being a bit more focused on the practice and my next video being the actual race and footage. Currently in the background is pretty much the first time on track with the Pro Karts. As you can see, it is very slippy. This is my first lap, so you might in the background see plenty of mistakes as I'm trying to put some heat in the tyres. Now I do want to thank Karting Northeast for making this all possible. For the top three in each class, so that's lightweights and heavyweights, has a fully paid round of the BPEC in the clubman class. And my next thank you is to Apollo Prokart race team, so that's Adam and everybody else involved, for supplying an absolute minter of a kart, a top-notch mechanic, and just a great experience overall. So next, let's introduce the actual drivers for our team for the lightweight category of Karting Northeast. So highlighted in red is myself, who came second in the championship. Highlighted in blue is Penfold, which has been previously mentioned on my videos as well, who came third in the championship, which was a very tight battle for that. And then in the yellow we have Zach, who basically ran away with the championship. So all very strong drivers. Zach and Andrew have both done this BPEC beforehand, as they both were in the top three for the previous year, so I had a lot to learn from them, especially with pit stops, strategies, etc. I do actually only have two videos that are a driver's point of view that I will display into this video. One is a wet session, as you can see in the background now, and one was a dry session. Now there is a reason for that, which I will put on just in a moment. However, I thought it might be entertaining to have a watch of what happens number 3. There we go. So it is very hard to get back up the hill in the wet, where he just came off in the first centre, which that is speaking from experience as well. Both myself and the other teammates did the exact same thing. What I did love with the BPEC is there is no change into wet tyres, so everybody's on slicks, whether it be raining, a little bit drizzly, to keep everything a level playing field. And also a lot of driver experience comes into that as well, which as I add further footage you will notice the different lines that everybody's taking while it's a bit greasy. Now, as previously mentioned, this is a bit of the dry session that I had later on that day. The reason why I have no further footage is you have to run the curbs quite hard. However, my makeshift camera mount inside my helmet didn't get the memo, so it's starting to droop. Now it is in front of my eyes at this point, and all I can say is it's a good job I have a pretty large nose, because it managed to catch it to make sure it didn't fall out the bottom of the helmet. But at least this has learned from me to make it a lot more secure. But never mind, we'll get back to the footage at perfect timing, where I just end up spinning. Just to prove that I am human as well, we all make mistakes. Just a good thing I didn't break anything on the kart. However, it has just put loads of mud all over my visor, so it does look like a little bit of bird has messed over my helmet. So, do apologise, you'll have to put up with that for a good few laps. Now this wet session that I've got recorded was about 30 minutes worth of recordings, so I've just skipped about midway, 15 minutes in, so it's not the end of the session, but at least we can see what I meant about the different lines. And being honest, I'm still at the stage of trying to learn where is best to go, and as previously stated in a couple of my clips, the best way is by following someone and trying to see where you're faster, where they're faster, and try and blend the two together. Now if you have watched this far, really appreciate the views. The subscriber count is going up every day, granted not by much, but I really appreciate everybody who's watching the videos, liking the content, as well as wanting to come back to see more. So really appreciate that, and hopefully from this video there might be a thing or two that you can learn, which if there is, really appreciate a comment below, or even if you want to give us any constructive criticism, I will take that as well. So back to the footage. As you may have already noticed, there is different coloured plates. Now the one that has just overtaken us, 51, is on a yellow background. If you see yellow background, that means they are elite, which means they are very used to this format, experienced drivers in this category. If you see red, I'm pretty sure is super pro, so again, one under the elite. If you see blue, they are pro, so again, should be very experienced, as we're seeing 75 overtake us there. That I'll be nice and try and give them the corner. And then if you see black and white, which is our class that we are in, we are clubmen, so very new to this racing format, so a mixture of drivers' abilities. But our main focus is to try to be faster and beat anybody with a black backplate. Now as you've noticed on the clip, we've got a couple of different levels in front, which is allowing us to follow and learn from them, which from that dog leg which we just went past, you'll notice maybe I'm quite faster on the exit, getting quite close to 75. However, the next corner is I've managed to get a little bit of a gap, which is a common theme in this practice session. At this point of the actual session, there is some dry bits, so it is whoever's brave enough to try different lines first. But we are all learning, we're all testing a couple of things. As we've noticed, I was quite fast out of the chicane there, right in the bumper of 75, meaning I had to slow down a little bit. However, I nearly tried to kill him going into Gasworks, putting that gap between us again. I did actually check this footage the night before the race and sent this over to TTM, as I used to race against Mark Tate a very long time ago, to see if I could help, mainly because we are in a different category. If we were in the same category, I may not have told them until afterwards. Now just to help those who maybe don't race outdoors very often, or maybe aren't that fast at Warden Law, the reason why we are going onto the inside of the track is to brake outside the rubber. If you do brake on the rubber, there's not much traction, which means that you can't slow yourself down fast enough, which you will notice going down the straight, as well as going into the first centre. So as we watch this footage there now, granted maybe not the fastest round St. John's, I am going to the inside to make sure I brake, slow down as fast as I can, ready for the corner. Which paid off in this instance, as managed to get back ahead of 75. Now I will leave this footage in just for one more lap, just conscious of not making the videos too long, but let me know if you wish to see more of this wet/dry weather racing, and I'm sure I can make a longer form video focused specifically on that. Now just a quick walk through the chicane, as I was very strong through that. I used a lot of curb on both entrance, middle and exit, which allows me just to keep the kart straight to maybe carry that speed through, getting right in the bumper of 75 again. And at this point through the session, as you can see, we are now starting to do a dry line round the horseshoe, and it is whoever's brave to get there first. And 3 different lines going through this last corner as well. And that's the footage of the wet practice. I do have more, again, leave a comment if you wish to see that, whether or not I can make a longer video. If you just want to see the raw footage, etc., I can certainly put that on. So, brings us to the dry footage. Now you will notice there is a couple of damp patches on the actual track. However, I'm 2 laps in on this footage and it's not making much difference. Maybe it is on the first corner, which, heads up, keep an eye on the car in front. Now in the wet, I was possibly the stronger of our teammates, but in the dry, Zach was much faster than me, and Andrew was probably on par, if not faster as well. However, when I say faster, there is only a couple of tenths in it. So now that we've seen that person spin, I'll go a little bit further forward when the tyres have a little bit more heat in them. Now, it is my first sort of endurance event in the Pro Karts, and I wasn't quite used to how many people were on track, getting used to it, or indeed aiming for the people in front. The track is very busy, but also spaced out, so it's finding the right people to chase down. But as we can see, as the kart we're about to overtake, he's been looking behind him, so it's who's fast, who's to try to catch up to gauge yourself against them. But if we do look a little bit ahead on the footage, we can see there's some karts to try to chase down. But we'll have a check of the lines and I'll talk through either if they were good, if I improved them on the weekend, etc. But again, give us your thoughts below. Now coming up the chicane, I was very inconsistent of getting this right every single lap. I know I had to use the curbs, but it's how much my body could cope with for the full 3 days that I was on the track. Coming to the gasworks, I was very hard on the brakes, maybe one of the latest ones, sometimes overshooting it, but as we can see, getting close to the apex I possibly can, running a little bit wide. The horseshoe, you can't really get wrong, it is a bit greasy here, so you're drifting to the middle of the track, and then this last corner, make sure you follow the pit lane, use the entirety of the track. This first corner, as we're coming up to, was a little bit greasy, so it's trying to get the right speed to get as close to the apex going round it. Loved Brian's Bend, making sure you can go over that curb, and again going into the dog leg. I sometimes got this right on the entrance, making sure I hit the curb, however I didn't in that instance. Then make sure you use all of the rumble strip mid corner, and also all of the exit curb going down to St. John's. The centre S's is brake as late as you can, making sure you can get the late apex on the first centre, not drifting too wide on the exit, making sure you can bring it across ready for the second part of the centres. Now, as we can maybe notice, after I've just done that overtake, the camera is starting to look a little bit further down. It isn't my neck getting tired and pointing to the floor, although this was 2 days worth of racing at this moment in time, with a race day tomorrow, and I can safely say that the team did feel some aches and pains at the end of race day. So what we'll do is I'll just bring through to that night where everyone is getting their karts prepared, making sure everything's clean, and also maybe a catch up with the rest of the teammates. Now, something that I have missed when I used to race a lot more in the past as owner drivers is the night time, where everybody can at least speak, in some cases have a barbecue and maybe a drink on the night to socialise. But I suppose what I'll do is I will end this video there. I will leave you with the start of the race, and I will make a follow-up video, a part 2, with the full footage of what I have of race day. Hope you have enjoyed this video. It is a little bit different. Please enjoy the first lap and the first corner of the race day. Now again, if you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like and comment below. Consider subscribing if you wish to see more content, and thank you very much, and I'll see you on the track next time.